everyone, it's Linda from LyndaCreates, and I want to wish everyone a wonderful and creative 2025. Happy New Year. So I'm excited to share this project that I made. It was actually one of the most relaxing and easy projects that I've done. I'm going to do, I think, a little bit more work on it because it can keep growing and getting bigger out and fill up the whole hoop if I want. But I just want to share this right now and wish everyone a happy 2025. So watch how simple it was to make this. I drew a line roughly where I thought it would be halfway. And now I'm using my dies as a stencil. It's the Sizzix alphanumeric 1-inch tall dies. And I guess I could cut a stencil, but instead I'm going to just trace them with water-soluble pen. So and you could do this with any stencil or die that you have. And now, as simple as that was, now I can start stitching. So I picked out some colors of different colors that I liked, and they are so bright and cheery, and I thought perfect for the new year. So I am going to do some stitching, and I don't know if I'm going to use all of these colors, but I think I'm going to have fun trying. I think I want a darker color near the numbers so that they stand out. Okay, kind of an idea I'm going to start playing with like that. I'm just going to do some really fun stitches and just see what I get. And I'm starting off using 6 strands. Okay, and these are going to be the main colors that are closest to the numbers. So as I stitch, the goal is to keep the blue areas exposed, or inside the blue areas exposed. So I don't want the French knot to cross over that edge there. Okay. So I could stitch whatever I want outside of that. And I'm just doing a 2 double wrap on my French knot. And you see, I'm just trying to stay slightly away from the blue line. You wrap it twice. You go back in the same general area that you came out from, and you hold that tail until it goes all the way through. Now I'm going to park that right there and get another needle and switch over to a different color. And this is more of a pearl cotton, so it gives a little more texture. And now I'm just going to do some straight stitches. And it works especially well when you're using pearl cotton because it has such a nice texture. And now that I've done that, I think I'll go back to a French knot. So I'm going to work this around, changing colors, changing between two different types, at least two different types of stitches. And I think I'm going to change colors real soon here. So again, I'm going to try to use the darker colors closest to the edge of the numbers so that it will make a clear distinction. Okay, and now I'm going into this narrow area, so I'm just going to do a single French knot with this pearl cotton. Okay, so you could see where I'm staying away from the blue line, and I don't know if you could tell there's two different colors. Up close you can tell very clearly, so I'm going to change colors again. That's a little bit better of a setup. So originally I was thinking of adding some aqua and some green to this, and I played with it a little bit. And one of the things in using different colors, especially if you go like a whole wide rainbow version of colors, is that it can start looking very, very busy. And this was not supposed to be like a real garish looking thing. It was supposed to be bright and cheery. So as I studied it more, I decided just using the pinks was too boring, and using the aqua and the green and the pinks was too busy. So I came to the decision that it's going to be mainly pink, shades of pink, limited shades of pink, and that the orange, it's still in the warm color family, and it's a nice contrast. And if I use it sparingly, so that it is more like a accent than anything else, it becomes really pretty. So as you can see, I put it through here, little bits of orange, just as accents, so that it's not all just shades of pink. Same way that I'm doing these straight stitches, it's to add some variation in texture. So the color, the texture, and in a few cases I even changed the size of the French knot from a double wrap, and sometimes I just did a single wrap. And to fill in some gaps sometimes, just throwing in a French knot here and there. And I think this is the most orange that I've used anywhere so far. So I might tone it down a bit, but I just love the way it's bright, it's contrasty, and yet it isn't so crazy out there like if I had done a cool color like aqua or green. So as I'm working this, I'm realizing a couple of things. One is that this works really well if you use at least 4 shades of the same color. So in this case I have 4 shades of pink. So what that does, it allows me to change colors and not have the same color next to itself. So you always have one color that can be there. And second thing is to just go with the flow. There is no right or wrong. Whether you put a French knot or you put straight stitches, if you do a double wrap or a single wrap on the French knot, if you change a color, if you don't change a color. The only thing I would recommend too, though, is around your numbers to do it with the single wrap of the French knot, so that you have that tight detail, because your eye will notice if it's wonky off to one side or the other. So that's the only thing I noticed about doing this. But other than that, it is an extremely relaxing process because it really is just two different stitches. If you even want to call the straight stitch a stitch, that's just going from point A to point B. And with 4 colors to choose from, or 4 shades, you're always changing. The accent color really helps it. So in my case, my orange, because it adds a pop in there that having the shades of the pink is more relaxing than to change up colors too often, but the orange does wake it up in a sense. So those are just the things I'm learning as I go. Another thing too, I should say, is that it actually conserves a lot of the thread, in that you just kind of keep doing French knots or straight stitches until you come to the end of that length of thread that you're working with. So it's kind of nice. You're not stopping and going, stopping and going. It's when the length of thread's over. Another thing I love about this technique is that you could change directions on a whim. I wasn't planning to do that, but it worked out. Well, I am almost done. I added some more color over here, but now I notice it's a little empty down here. It's not as balanced. So I'm going to add a little something down here. A few more stitches. So maybe So I was doing these French knots over here, and I just have a little bit of floss left. So I'm just going to go in. Basically what I try to do is use up all the floss on my needle when I get to the end here. And really there's no reason other than not wasting it, I guess. But I think I'll stop. You could see how it turned out. I think that's really cool. So I hope you enjoyed that. Let's take one more close-up look at it. All the fun beads and stitches. And just know it really was a very fun and simple project. 2 simple stitches in there. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe. Leave a comment. And check out my website, LyndaCreates.com. That's Lynda with a Y, for more inspiration. And I have a lot of new projects planned for the new year, and I can't wait to get started on them. So thanks again for watching, and I will see you in my next video.